Hey YouTubers, welcome back to The Chosen and Beyond. So I'm going to focus on episode 1, season 1, I Have Called You by Name. So this is a really amazing episode. So in this episode breakdown of season 1, episode 1, I Have Called You by Name, I want to walk through some of this visual scenes that I thought were really amazing, starting with the Roman soldier, who we find out is Quintus, right, approaches Nicodemus and he says, hey, I need your help with some things, specifically taxes. He wants more collection for taxes. So I want to walk through a little bit of that. But then also as Nicodemus gets more engaged, he's starting to become more aware that there's things going on that he needs to help out with more than just giving his preachings, right? He's getting tired of that. And I thought that was really interesting. So he volunteers to go reluctantly to go to the Red Quarter. So also some scenes from the Red Quarter where he tries to heal Mary. He's unable to do so. And they walk through some other scenes where I think are really visually stunning that involve Mary and her healing. Okay, so for my first scene review here, I'm just looking at Nicodemus and he's looking down. You could just see Quintus's helmet. If you haven't seen the series, please go and watch it. But of course, I will try to keep this as spoiler-free as possible. But in this series coming up, there will be healings. In this scene, we're looking at Nicodemus and he's looking down on Quintus. He's not really sure why he's being stopped. They have a discussion about him using his religious influence to get some of his people to stop fishing on Shabbat, which is causing him losing money, right? Basically, he's losing money and he wants this to go away, stop, so that he can be making more money from taxes. And what really I love about this scene, though, is that it's a foreshadowing of Rome trying to extort control over the Jewish people, right? They don't care about their religion. They don't care about their rules. They just want to make money. And I think it's really powerful later because this Peter becomes intricately involved in this. And it's also one of the ways that he becomes a follower, right? A follower of Jesus. So now we're looking at Quintus. He's looking back at Nicodemus. He's just asking him to use his influence to stop the fishermen from collecting the fish on the Shabbat holy day, and so that Rome can make more money on taxes and the fish. This next scene here, we're fast forwarding a bit, and now Quintus has sent one of his soldiers in a way to reach out to Nicodemus because there was an incident in the Red Quarter. And so Nicodemus is coming to heal her. I also love this scene though, because in the background, you can see there's some Hebrew language there and it's talking about Messiah is coming to stop the Romans. So I love that cool shout back out to Rome, the old series Rome, which also had a lot of this kind of rebellion writing on the walls, which I thought was very interesting and very well captured here. And we move forward here a little bit. We see Nicodemus is moving forward deeper. You can see there's some traders in the background. We can see there's merchants. They're selling things. This is the area where you can buy and get anything. So it's really interesting. He's very uncomfortable going through here with it. And I love this shot because you've got Shemuel behind him and Yosef in the background and way in the back. And he's obviously has a bigger character reveal in season 4 that we'll talk about later. But if you watch the series, you know what I'm talking about. So they go in, he goes in, Nicodemus goes in to see Mary. She's very distraught, right? In scripture, we know she's being possessed by multiple demons. He tries to free her as best he can using the names of the Most Holy and of course, Ashdai, Jacob, Isaac, Moses. It's a really powerful scene, but he leaves scared, right? He leaves frightened, and it's one of his biggest failures in his lifetime. So afterwards, we fast forward a little bit here. We see Mary, and she's reading a prayer that her father had shared with her. And so this is after Nicodemus was not able to save her. She knows someone came to visit her, and it was a holy man, but she's really distraught, right? And she's not even able to pray because she's so just rattled, and I really feel for her in this scene. So Mary, going forward here, she doesn't feel like she can live in peace anymore. She's completely lost hope, and so she's considering jumping off this cliff. And what happens is she doesn't. She sees a dove. It comes to her. She follows this dove back to, I believe this is the tavern called the Hammer, where Peter and his brother Andrew are having an argument, and they're actually inside right now. And I believe they just walked past. I think shout out to, if you know who bumps into her as she runs out, I think you know who it is. But anyway, this is really interesting, and I really love this scene coming up forward here, where Mary is in the tavern. She encounters Jesus. He touches her on the hand. She leaves the tavern in very quickly, and he stops her. He says, Mary, Mary Magdalene, of Magdala, excuse me. And this really powerful scene. So she stops her. She's completely in shock that he knows her name. And he says, she says, who are you? And she says, I am he who formed you. So this is really powerful, revealing that he's Messiah to her. He touches her on the head. She is immediately healed and very exciting, of course, embraced with Jesus and just a passionate hug of healing. So I found this really beautiful. So I hope you enjoyed that walkthrough of season 1, episode 1. I have called you by name of The Chosen. Really love those images and walking through that with you. I will do another video that digs deeper into the scripture, including the scripture that Mary's father provides to her, because that is a very big tie-in, which I didn't go too deep into. But basically, as Mary and her father are reading, he's saying, I've called you by name. This is the Lord speaking to you in the scripture. And so when Jesus comes to her, he says, no, I'm calling you by name. I'm pulling you back. I'm pulling you back. And just like your father taught you, the Lord is not going to give up on you. And that's why I'm here. So I really love that scene. Please feel free to make any comments and suggestions on what your favorite scene was. And for the first person who provides a comment on who bumped into Mary, who was the first disciple to bump into Mary in this episode, I will send you a copy of The Chosen Season 1 DVD here. If someone privately messages me or hits me in the comment section, I will send that to you. So that's it for today on The Chosen and Beyond. Have a good one.